Good afternoon. It's Sunday, December 18th of 2022. It's cold outside and I'm just thawing out. It is like 20 after 7 in the evening. Um just came in from supposed to be 2 hours, but it wound up to be like an hour and 45 minutes, whatever it was. Um it's our church's joint effort with three other churches in the immediate area. We do a drive-through or drive-by nativity story, the Christmas story of the birth of Jesus, and the different stations that the cars pull up to, are different parts of the story. This is the first year that they're doing it all together in the Lutheran church parking lot, as opposed to what it used to be. Our church, the Church of the Brethren, was like the third station, but cars would have to go from church to church to church to church to get the different parts of the story. And it was decided this year, let's put it all together in one parking lot. Very reminiscent of what I used to enjoy in Old Bridge, New Jersey, with their drive-through nativity, and how built up that had come along in many years. And I do miss that. It was always a nice tradition with me and Mom out in Old Bridge, New Jersey. But I'm out here, and so it's kind of nice to see this concept kind of growing, where it's kind of all together. I know a few people liked it, we're separate, but from a driver's point of view, it's kind of nice. You just pull into one parking lot and go from station to station to station, then our station, and then the last section before exiting the parking lot, and you get a goodie bag with snacks and some church literature and stuff like that. So it's a pretty special thing. Like I said, I'm thawing out now. my my toes were going numb. But anyway, I found it quite funny. It's the Christmas story of the birth of Jesus, right? WTAJ shows up, and we're like, whoa. The CBS News crew is here. Now, they do a lot of local stories and stuff, so it's not uncommon to see them. But I just thought, oh, this is kind of special. This is neat that the TV crew is showing up. It's really one guy and a camera on a tripod and a microphone in a car. And then I guess they record it, and then they go back and they'll upload the story for tonight's news, or maybe tomorrow, whenever. But apparently there was a massive miscommunication, and this is where the humor is. Somewhere along the line, I guess they got the wrong tip-off that this church parking lot was going to have the Christmas story, not about the birth of Jesus, the Christmas story, a Christmas story. You'll shoot your eye out. And they were under the impression that we were all there to recreate parts of the movie, which we all thought was no. So a little bit of a miscommunication there. I know they did interview the lady that was our narrator for our section. They did talk to her for a brief while to find out about how long our church and the local churches have been doing this, and a little bit of history about, I guess, might as well make a story out of, what they thought was going to be, recreation of scenes from the movie is now, hey, let's go with it, the other Christmas story, the real Christmas story, not the movie, the Christmas story. Anyway, I found that funny. But I'll tell you, this morning, we had our church service, the kids play, short play and singing Christmas carols and things like that. Followed a little later on with the adult choir, cantata, where we got to sing a number of special songs. It means a lot to me to know that in a couple of days will be the official 4-year anniversary of signing the papers and buying this home here. And it's like, it really wasn't, I think, until like the first year, kind of after I bought the house at the end of December. And then come what, January, February, March, not much was happening as I was starting to, feel myself around town and whatever. And by the time the spring play came around is when I first got involved with the community theater here. And then roll around to the fall musical, which I was a part of. That was The Music Man. And then they said, hey, want to come see our church play? I know you're into theater. The kids are doing a play about McDonald's, and something happens with the cashier, and the kids come in. Some punk kids want to fight the cashier, and they go back behind the restaurant, and they wind up learning a valuable lesson about Jesus and have a change of heart. So it's a very special, little happy ending to that story. But I just thought this church was so warm and so welcoming. They made me feel right at home. Even after the cantata and the kids play that first year, and they said, you want to come downstairs? We're going to sing Happy Birthday to Jesus. We got cake, and we got snacks and stuff, and good camaraderie. You'll know a few people from the theater there. I was just immediately welcomed into that church. And so it's very special to me that here we are, that I am now, a full-fledged member of this community and the community theater and the church theater, the church community, local friends, local neighbors, just the whole thing. So, like I said, a couple days away from the 4-year anniversary of purchasing this home here. And I'm so grateful, for everything. So, I think it's funny, too, that as we were wrapping up the Christmas story in the church parking lot, I knew that today was the last day of the Everett Railroad's Polar Express excursions, and I wondered, was I going to be able to, enjoy the tender and the steam locomotive as they come back up the tracks behind my house and park the locomotive way down the tracks in a shed. And as we were wrapping things up, I could hear the train whistle coming. Here comes the train, and that was neat. That was the last run of this year, I guess, until the springtime, when they come out for the Easter Bunny, Train Express, and whatever other springtime excursions, ice cream social trains, and different stuff like that. But it brought back immediate memories of when I had I purchased the house. I guess it was unofficial. Yet 4 years ago. But I had a home inspector come to the house, and they had left, and I know Lanny and everybody was coming up just to say hi and to see the house, like, from the outside. We weren't able to get in because I hadn't signed the papers yet. And I'm outside, and Lanny's like, why don't you go ring some doorbells and introduce yourself? And I'm like, maybe. And there was a guy a couple houses down. He was out decorating a tree for Christmas. And I knew that there were tracks immediately behind my house, and I knew that there was a diesel train that comes up and down maybe twice a week with, 1 or 2 box cars or whatever. A very small load, comes by at, 5 miles an hour or whatever, and blows the diesel horn. But we're outside, and we're kind of looking at the house and kind of looking at the neighborhood area. It's cold outside, but, it was a very exciting time that I had. The home inspector had just left, and I'm hearing this train down the tracks, and I thought, it's awfully late for a train to be coming by. Maybe not, I don't know. And then I thought, it's going to be a diesel. And then as I'm listening, I'm like, That's not a diesel horn. That sounds like a steam train. Wait a minute. I had no idea. The train and the excursions are out of, I guess it's Duncansville or Hollidaysburg. It's the Everett Railroad, but it's not in Everett, Pennsylvania, which is like 2 towns over. It's a little confusing, but I thought, no, and yeah, sure enough, here comes just the steam locomotive and the tender without the passenger cars as they put this thing to bed down the tracks there in the shed. And I am screaming at the top of my lungs like a kid, like, yahoo! Lanny said there was one of the neighbors was kind of peering out the window like, who is this lunatic outside screaming in the streets, screaming for joy as this train's going by? Like, what the heck's going on? But seeing that train tonight, it's just special. I know I'm kind of rambling right now, but I just, I'm thawing out. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Things aren't perfect right now. Working on a few ideas and stuff. But I know it's going to be a very happy Christmas, very Merry Christmas. I'm going to be going to the Christmas Eve church service, and they asked me to read some passages, and I said, absolutely. Can't ask for much more out of life right now. I seriously mean that. Like I said, things aren't perfect right now. Some stuff I got to take care of, and I leave that to God. It's nice to be home. And it's nice to consider this whole community and all the people, like I said, at my church and my theater group and my neighbors here, even my job. Very special. It's been a nice almost 4 years. I actually moved here in January after I bought the house in December. But it feels nice, Anyway, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, and if you're watching this, I love you all. I do miss New Jersey from time to time, but not like you would think. I have so many positive things out here in every direction. It's a nice chapter that I'm in right now. And when I left New Jersey, I remember saying I was looking forward to the new chapters I'd be writing, the new adventures that I would face, good and bad, challenges in between, sure. I've never known peace in myself, in my soul, in my heart, like I know now. That was all a perk. From the train going down the tracks, the steam locomotive, all these little perks. I'm at peace. And I love that. So, come by and visit sometime. It's a nice area. Very cool. So anyway, take care. Merry Christmas. And God bless.